Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says there will be a state investigation into the FEMA official who instructed disaster relief workers to avoid homes displaying Trump signs in the wake of Hurricane Milton last month. FEMA Administrator Deanne Criswell released a statement reading in part, "We take our mission to help everyone before, during, and after disasters seriously. This employee has been terminated, and we have referred to the matter to the Office of Special Counsel. I will continue to do everything I can to make sure this never happens again." There are calls in both the Senate and House for investigations into FEMA. House Oversight Chair James Comer is calling Administrator Criswell to testify before his committee. And in a letter to the DHS Inspector General, Senator Hawley writes, quote, "Screenshots of FEMA's aid logs show that workers did in fact skip an estimated 20 homes in their canvassing routes, explicitly stating the only reason as Trump sign, no entry per leadership. This is wholly unacceptable." For more on this, let's bring in South Carolina Republican Congresswoman and member of the House Oversight Committee, Nancy Mace. Congresswoman, welcome.
Thank you for having me today.
So what are your expectations? You are on the Oversight Committee. What are your expectations when the FEMA administrator comes to testify before your panel?
Well, FEMA was very quick to say this was an isolated incident, but I'm quite a bit skeptical of that. I want to know how they can affirm that it was isolated and didn't happen anywhere else. I've heard from people throughout the Southeast who applied for that $750 FEMA relief check and were denied within an hour of applying for it. And so I have many questions for FEMA and how we literally clean up this mess.
It appears you're on track to have a majority in the House to go with a majority in the Senate and also a Republican in the White House. So what are your expectations for what can get done over the next 2 years?
First thing I want to say is I have such great pride in my fellow countrymen. This was an absolute mandate to cut taxes, to deport those who are here illegally, and to protect women. My biggest concern right now is to make sure that we as Republicans will have a supermajority, that we don't swindle this, that we do a better job this time than last time, and we put Trump's agenda first. And that means we need to ensure that cabinet members who are confirmed, those who are going into the administration, those who are leaders of the party in both chambers, have his agenda first and won't thwart it, won't try to subvert it, that we have people who will put the American people first no matter what.
Typically, when you hold the majority, the House Speaker would return in his role. Do you expect any challenge to Speaker Mike Johnson?
I don't see any challenges of leadership right now, at least for the speaker's position. And again, my concern and where I'm going to be voicing my opinion will be to ensure that everyone in both chambers is putting Trump's agenda first, which means we're going to put the American people first for once in a really, really long time.
Your subcommittee is planning to hold a hearing on unidentified anomalous phenomenon exposing the truth, what we used to call UFOs. What are your expectations for the hearing?
Well, we have a former admiral, member of the military. We have someone who's a former person at NASA and some other scientists. I'm very much looking forward to trying to get to the bottom of this. And in fact, as soon as I get off air, Mike, I'm going to be talking to a whistleblower to try to pinpoint what questions we want to get, what information we want to get out of this. I think it's really important that we have scientists and experts and people who've seen some of these unknown phenomena and can tell us what's really going on and how much the government is spending on it. When there's being money spent towards these things, if there's nothing there, then why is the U.S. government hiding it from the American people? That's my number one question today. And what do we have if we have anything at all?
Congratulations on your victory being sent back to Congress for a third term. What were your keys to victory?
Well, I talked about inflation and spending, which is the fault of both parties. Obviously, illegal immigration and women's issues were center mind for a very purple district. And one of the things we did, Mike, last week is we kicked out a sanctuary sheriff who was letting illegals back out onto the street, including pedophiles and those committing sex crimes. And so illegal immigration was absolutely on the ballot, like women's issues. And we work really hard to pull out a win. And I'm deeply humbled to serve South Carolina.
Congresswoman Nancy Mace of the great state of South Carolina. Look forward to seeing you back here on Capitol Hill soon. Have a wonderful day.